In this lesson, we'll cover setting up our project folders in Maya so that the files that we are rendering can be rendered on the farm, as well as optimizing our scenes in the farm files so that they will actually be properly rendered. So, first off in here, we can see that I'm connected to the farm and I've got my farm files right here. Lovely. But up here in our navigation bar up here, we'll see that we're going through something called a Z drive. This is a network connected drive that our computer locally recognizes as a connection to some other exterior source. Long story short, Maya does not like this, unfortunately. This Z disclaimer designates this as a connection specifically to my computer. However, not every computer, while it may say Z in this title bar sequence, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's recognized it as the exact same connection. What is, however, the exact same connection between every computer at ASU is this number string here, this whack whack backslash backslash for other terms 129.219.22.152. This is the IP address of the server that currently holds all of my render files. In order for Maya to properly connect to these files for rendering, we need to make sure that we're setting our project folder to this number string. Easiest way of going about this is to go ahead and click on the farm demo here and copy this string for setting my project folders in Maya. So I'm going to go and head over to Maya and under File, Set Project, which we do at every time that we want to try to open up a Maya scene file. In the top title bar sequence here, I'm just going to go ahead and paste that in. And before render scenes, where it has that Z there right now, I'm going to go ahead and delete that and instead type in whack whack backslash backslash 129.219.22.152 whack BHC lab render farm. And just to be on the safe side, I'm going to copy this all again so I don't have to retype it if it fails, which it's prone to doing. So just going to go ahead and hit enter, and we didn't get any error files. Fantastic. So now we'll know that our project is set. So we can go File, Open Scene, and we'll see up here that we've got that nice number string at the start, which means that it's connected and will properly render on the farm. Wonderful. So under episode 1, I'm going to go ahead and open my first file. This render farm underscore shotcam mid angle. I'm going to go ahead and open, don't save, and voila. So in the previous video, we saw that it was a file open time of 2.6 seconds, but that was also with a lot more information in our files. But it's also taking longer to reload all the information that we had in our scene. This is again because we are working over the network. It's not directly on our computer, so it tends to take a little while to load all the files. That's why we want to keep them as small as possible so that when we're rendering, they open up as quickly as possible on each of the computers. So without mucking up my camera like that, I'm gonna go through and we'll see up here at the top that again, we've got this nice number string. Everything is wonderful, fantastic, lovely. So straight off the bat, there's a couple things that we need to do in order to be able to make sure that all of our files are properly connected in our render scene so that they will render properly on the farm. The biggest one that you'll find with this is in our Hypershade, any sort of file texture node, like we have on the character's face here, on this cloth texture, there is a file node. If we go into this file and expand it out, you'll see that, for once, we have this source images layer texture name. More often than not, you will find that before this, there is a number string or a navigation string that's actually going to your desktop. It'll be C, users, your name, project folder, yada, yada, yada. We want to make sure that this is cleaned out so it just has source images at the very start here. This will make sure that it's looking in the project folder that we just set, rather than trying to go and find it on your local computer, which no other computer can find on the farm, since, well, it's local. It's only your computer. Other computers can't access it. But if it's source images, then the string, all the computers can access it, and it won't disappear from our scene. Wonderful. Okay, so that's one done. Another location that we will want to make sure is properly mapped is for any sort of cache files that we have. If you haven't covered ncloth caching, we'll get to that later. But just for now, if I go ahead and click on my ncloth here, and navigate to the right. There we go. Okay, so we've got this cloth and cloth shape cache 1. All right, so under the base directory, we'll see that this is properly piped through. Again, sometimes there will be a string that's navigating to your desktop. Want to make sure that we get rid of all that, so it's cache and cache cloth testing. So it's going to the proper location. Wonderful. Okay, so at this point, we are pretty much ready to render. So I'm just going to go ahead and save this scene out as an increment for designating it as the render file. There we go. And in the next lesson, I'll go ahead and start setting up our render settings for proper farm rendering. See you in the next lesson.